Hello, so my name is Wisconsin's very own, otherwise known as Josh. I'm starting a new series on my channel. It's going to be a news thing, primarily NBA news, because that's more of the things that I keep track of. I'm absolutely addicted to basketball, so I keep track of it extremely. Um, and it's going to be in a podcast type of formation where I talk through the microphone, and I just post, I'll just have, one picture or some sort of animation on the screen for the entire time, as I talk, so that's what I'm gonna do. Well, my first matter of news that I found was a tweet that I was informed about this morning from former basketball player Larry Sanders, who tweeted, "Officially stepping back into the game, looking for a good fit, but it shouldn't be long now. I really miss the game. I think it missed me too." Now, seeing that coming from Larry Sanders is actually huge, because Larry Sanders posts stuff on Instagram and Twitter, a lot about basketball. He's back in the gym practicing, he posts videos of it, and he posts hints to playing again on Twitter. Now, remind you that Larry Sanders was a player for the Bucks from 2010 through 2015. Larry Sanders was not the most prime scorer, and he did have some issues during the end of his career, or the last 2 years he was in, but if you look at his stats, which I have pulled up here, the 2010-11 rookie season he was kind of in a bump, as well as the 11-12 season. He started games in his rookie season, but the 11-12 season he did not. And there's a couple things that you notice by looking at his stats from season to season. He played less minutes, but he did end up getting more rebounds, more assists, more blocks, more steals, but his points per game went down. But then 2012 to 2013 came around, and Larry Sanders was extremely versatile for the Bucks. He played 55 out of 71 games in the starting lineup. He played 71 games, but out of 55 he started. He played 27 minutes per game, which is outstanding for him. He averaged 51% field goal. That is actually a very, very good shot percentage. And his free throws went up 20% from the first two seasons. His rebounding numbers were at 10 rebounds per game, 1 assist, 3 blocks, 1 steal, and he averaged 10 points per game. Now, you might say that it's kind of an over-exaggeration to talk about 10 points per game and 10 rebounds, but you got to look at these guys who are playing for these teams. The Bucks didn't really have anything big in that season. That was Monte Ellis, Brandon Jennings. I believe that was either when Bogut was there, or that was when Bogut just left. And they didn't really have any firepower, so Larry Sanders kind of had to help backpack as much as he could. And once the 2013-2014 season came around, they started to build up a little bit more firepower. That's when Giannis Antetokounmpo was drafted. Larry Sanders played 20 out of 23 games in the starting lineup that season. He was plagued by injuries these last few seasons. I believe it was something with his ankle or something, but he went down in points and rebounds and everything else. But I believe that may be due to the lack of games played. He played only a few less minutes, but he had just about the same amount of stuff, and field goal percentage went down. But once the last season, 2014-15 season came, that's when he kind of just... It was like he started going with the flow. And he was averaging 7 points per game, 6 rebounds, 1 block, but he was still averaging 22 minutes per game, which isn't bad. And he started 26 out of 27 games. So, the guy's not a bad player. Coming out of Virginia Commonwealth University, he wasn't bad. Everybody expected him to do good. But, there's also some other stats that you could look at. Larry Sanders did definitely, he definitely did have kind of an anger thing going on with him. He did get ejected 5 times in the 2012-13 season, and 14 technical fouls. But in that same season, he had 26 double-doubles and a triple-double. And 26 double-doubles from a center, that's freaking amazing. Especially, nobody gives him the credit that he deserves, in my opinion. He was a very, 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 very good center. And that was exactly what the Bucks needed. But to have someone like him be able to come back into the league at the age of 28 years old. He was good. He shouldn't have ever stepped away. I mean, I understand he had reasons that he had to step away from the game, but if you even look at that 12-13 season where he went off, in the postseason he did as well. He averaged 11 points per game and 8 rebounds. 28 minutes, had a double-double. The guy was good. He's that mediocre center that the Bucks would need. If he could come back to the Bucks, that would just be outstanding. So then, our next topic is most likely going to be formed around the NBA All-Star Game. So there's a lot of talk going around about the NBA All-Star Game. Now, many people are saying that there's the all-snub team. And people are saying that Chris Paul got snubbed. Well, I'm a Clippers fan. I love Chris Paul. But Chris Paul has a dislocated thumb. And he's not projected to be back until late February, early March. So he wouldn't have been able to play anyways. But DeAndre Jordan did make it in his first season. But Blake Griffin didn't make it over Gordon Hayward and Marc Gasol. Now tell me that. Blake Griffin missed maybe 4 or 5 games. Maybe 6 even. But he's still doing way better than both of them. Marc Gasol is trash, in my opinion. Now, don't judge me extremely if you're watching this, but I just don't believe Marc Gasol is the kind of player that he should be. Blake Griffin's definitely a lot better, and that's not me being biased. I'm also going to say that about the Eastern Conference as well. They're fucked up. Isaiah Thomas is not in the starting rotation. Why is DeMar DeRozan in there? Why? What is he doing? And Paul Millsap, why is he even in the reserves? What about Joel Embiid or Jabari Parker? 2 guys that have the capability of being very, very great all-stars. But yet again, there's that whole conversation about getting snubbed. If you look though, I mean, this is what actually quite irritates me. So we're gonna take a little gander here. Jabari Parker, he's in he's doing really good. He's in his 3rd season. Jabari finished last season with 1,070 points. So far this season, he has 924, and he's played 45 games this year. He played 76 last year. So if he's already that close, he's averaging 21 points per game and 6 fucking rebounds, and he's not in the All-Star game. Now, are you guys curious about Paul Millsap? The guy who made the All-Star game for the Hawks? Let's see. What is Paul doing? 18 points per game and 8 rebounds. Okay. 772 total points. What did he do? What has Paul Millsap done that he deserves to be on the team? Maybe a couple of years ago he could have played Atlanta and Utah. This year? No. Give it to someone who deserves it. Give people a chance. Joel Embiid even. Not a big Joel Embiid fan. But 20 points per game and 8 rebounds and 3 blocks. Technically his rookie season. Now, people are probably going to judge me because, well, yeah, I live in Wisconsin, so clearly I'm a Bucks fan. So people are going to be like, well, if you like Malcolm Brogdon, why are you going to talk about Joel Embiid like that? Because Brogdon's supposed to win Rookie of the Year because he's definitely better than Embiid, and Embiid shouldn't be a rookie because he's already been drafted. Yeah, I get it. I know. I know. I hear that argument way too much. But it is what it is. Yet again, like I say, I'm a Clippers fan. Blake Griffin had the same thing happen to him his rookie season. He got injured, came back the next season, and played his heart out and fucking dominated. So he won Rookie of the Year. Malcolm Brogdon is absolutely unstoppable, though, for a second-round pick. And he's, out of this last year's draft, he's the best. He's the best. You can't make an argument about it. There's no way. Brandon Ingram, bad. Dario Saric, bad. Dragan Bender, bad. All of them, bad. Bad. Jaylen Brown, absolutely terrible. They're not good. They're not. Malcolm Brogdon is averaging 9 points per game and 4 assists. What is Jaylen Brown doing? The 3rd pick of the draft. Let's see. 5 points per game, not even 1 assist, and 2 rebounds. This dude was literally the 3rd pick, and he hasn't done a thing. He has 215 points in the season. That's a joke. He started 4 games. This was probably the worst draft class that we've ever had come into the NBA. It's just nobody's performing how they should for rookies. It honestly, I just don't understand. It's not what it should be at all. Brandon Ingram and Ben Simmons were the hype. Ben Simmons hasn't played a game yet, and Brandon Ingram's playing like garbage. Now, Brandon Ingram's playing point guard for the Lakers, so he has a little bit better of a chance on that deloading is hurt. But here's the rookie ladder as it is now. Joel Embiid's number 1. He's been number 1 for quite a few. Number 2 is Malcolm Brogdon. Clearly, that tells you he's the top 10 in the league for three-point percentage. He is number 10, but top 10. Second round pick. Among all the rookies for three-point percentage, the next is Davis Bertans, who's at 40.5. Brogdon's 42.5, so he's plenty ahead. And he's 43.7 shooting overall, which is 9th in the class. I mean, sure, his shooting field goals might not be the best, but next comes Dario Saric. Now, okay, this irritates me because you got Embiid and Saric in the top 3. That's because Nerlens Noel's a little bitch, okay? Nerlens Noel decides to get mad because coach doesn't play him. So Dario Saric gets minutes now, and you put anybody on the court that was actually somewhat decent in where they played before, they're going to do good. Buddy Hield, basically the same thing. Nobody else is on his team. Davis keeps getting hurt. The fucking Pelicans beat the Cavaliers, for crying out loud. Okay? It is what it is. Pascal Siakam, great prospect. Honestly, people really doubted him when he came in. Like I doubted Jakob Poeltl. Guy's still bad, so I don't care. But he's good. Now, Marquise Chris, I don't really... At 6th. He's 4th in blocks. But everywhere he's 7th in scoring, it says 7th in rebounding, 7th in shooting, and 5th in steals. But I don't believe that Marquise Chris is very versatile to a team. I don't know. Next comes Andrew Harrison. Absolutely just destruction. He was 6th last week. He's 7th now. Andrew Harrison was drafted, I believe, or he was undrafted. But he comes in last year, does nothing. He literally made no noise. He didn't make anything. But this year, he gets picked up by the Grizzlies and he goes off. He's doing amazing. He's just... Like, okay, I'm not going to say he's like doing like LeBron amazing or like Kyrie or like Isaiah Thomas or all these other guys amazing, but he's for like a rookie, he's phenomenal because he didn't even play an NBA game last year. So Brandon Ingram is 8th. He was 9th last week. I'm not even going to talk about him. He's terrible. He should be farther. He shouldn't even be on this list. He's playing like absolute garbage. Second pick of the draft, hasn't showed up like he should have. Isaiah Whitehead should definitely be above Brandon Ingram, but Isaiah Whitehead is in 9th. Jeremy Lin is having one of the best seasons he's had, other than the season where he went off as insanity. But Jeremy Lin was hurt for a long time, and Isaiah Whitehead had to step up and take over that point guard role. And by doing that, he got better. He's 4th among rookies in assists at 2.8, and he's really getting up there against Malcolm Delaney who has 2.9 for 3rd place, while he's also 8th in scoring, 11th in shooting, and 6th in steals, and also 3rd in blocks. This is for the point guard position, by the way. I believe these are all rookie stats, but it's crazy. It's just outstanding. He was playing 29 minutes in 2 of the last 3 outings when Jeremy Lin was injured. And then 10th is Karis LeVert. Now, there's many things you can say about Karis LeVert, but I don't think he's good. Like, he's not prospering like he should have. He was drafted in this draft class where Brogdon and these other guys were drafted. When Whitehead as all those other ones, but he was supposed to be better than he is. He's playing for the Nets, guys. I mean, at that point, it's basically you take the ball and you score. Although LeVert has a lot of up in him, he has a lot of potential. I saw a video of him recently where he just destroyed. I don't remember who it was, but he dunked on someone and he just absolutely destroyed them. It was outstanding. He's got potential to be a really good player. He's kind of got that Zach LaVine type of IQ going on. They say he's 9th in scoring, 5th in steals, 8th in 3-point percentage. But he's not reached the qualifying minimum to be ranked in shooting. But he would definitely be up there for his stats so far as he's playing with the Nets. Now there's one last thing that I wanted to talk about, and that's how the standings are going so far with the league. If you look at the Eastern and Western Conference, the Eastern Conference, so far the predicted playoffs spots are Cleveland Cavaliers 1st seed, Raptors 2nd seed, Celtics 3rd seed, Hawks 4th, Wizards 5th, Pacers 6th, Charlotte 7th, and Chicago 8th. But Milwaukee is technically in 9th, but they're 21-24, Detroit's 21-25, and Chicago's 23-24. Indiana's 23-22, and Charlotte's 23-23. Now, Chicago and Charlotte are both on a losing streak, but so are the Bucks. But if the Bucks can start winning, if they can get Jason Kidd's head out of his ass, and they can run some good plays, and they can execute as a team, and stop complaining and bitching at each other, then they can make something happen. Because the Bucks are a good team. Charles Barkley said it himself, the Bucks should be doing way better than they are. Giannis is literally almost single-handedly leading this team. I know I said before Jabari's averaging 20 points per game and somewhat rebounds, but he's not a role player. He's not like... Giannis is a playmaker of the team, and Giannis is a small forward, but they have him playing point guard and small forward because he's that versatile and he's just that much of a monster. But if the Bucks start getting passed up by Detroit or New York, then it's done. They don't have any chance. So if they don't start to win, they don't have any chance. Now, once you look into the Western Conference is absolutely fucking crazy. Golden State's first with 39-7 record. San Antonio 36-9. Houston 34-15. Then it's the Clippers, the Jazz, the Thunder, the Grizzlies, and then Denver's after the Grizzlies. But from Memphis to Denver, it's 7-game winning. It's 7 games apart, so not happening. But I want to talk about Utah for a little bit. They're 30-18. 30-18. Now, this Utah Jazz team, they're really, really stepping it up, honestly. They got an all-star on their team now. But just listen to some of these names that they have. Joe Johnson, Boris Diaw, George Hill. Now, these are guys that used to play, that still play, but they used to be on a different team, and they were bigger factors. But they've come to these teams, and just having that veteran leadership around a lot of young guys is extremely helpful. They have young, prospering players like Dante Exum, Gordon Hayward, Rodney Hood, Trey Lyles, and Raul Neto. And it's just they have a lot of depth, which makes their team good. They have guys that can come off the bench, score, and that's exactly what they need. Oklahoma City, they started off extremely rough. And there's guys on this team that you probably don't know. Like Samaj Kristan. I mean, people have no idea who he is. I only know him because 2K. Josh Westis. No one knows. Nick Collison is another person that's on this team that I don't understand. He's been with this organization since 2004, back when they were in Seattle. It's 2017 and he's still there. His best season was 2006. He started 56 games. And honestly, I feel like he's wasting his time. Like, it's kind of, I don't know. He's averaging 1.3 points and 1.1 rebounds. It's honestly, it's like, what are you doing, dude? Hold on a second, I'm trying to find this quick. Ooh, it was the 2006-2007 season. Yeah, so he played 29 minutes and he averaged 9 points per game and 8 rebounds. So that's basically, you put him in Larry Sanders' shoes. Now, the difference between these two, Nick Collison has been with Oklahoma City's conjunction for this long period of time. And he's got a good chemistry with a lot of these guys. Kevin Durant, Kevin Durant's not on there though, but he had a really good chemistry with Kevin Durant. But he's got Russell Westbrook with him, and him and Russell Westbrook are probably the best chemistry on that team. Back when Scott Brooks was on there back when it was Scott Brooks coaching, Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, Nick Collison was there with Serge Ibaka and Kendrick Perkins. That was the team that started Oklahoma City's race to being a team. And with that start, I believe that just made Oklahoma City who they were today. And by Durant leaving, that put Westbrook in a spot where he had to build himself up. He's averaging 31 points per game, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists. And it's like, from a point guard that's 6'3", you don't usually see that. Russell Westbrook's actually almost about to pass up his scoring from last year already. Although his best season was 2012, so if he passes up 1,903 points, he's definitely going to be beating a record really soon. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I was getting out here today, was just some news about the All-Stars, then just some basic generic opinions that I had on some of these teams. So this is going to be kind of like a series thing that I'm going to have every week. I'm going to look into the biggest things. The next video that I'm going to have, I'm going to talk about Carmelo Anthony and his whole deal, how Cleveland turned down the trade, and how Boston and the Clippers really want to try to get into a trade with Carmelo Anthony. But yeah, that's for another episode. But this has been my video of the news. It's just some basketball news or opinionated facts. And yep, if you have anything that I should look into, or if you want me to look into and talk about it, put a link in the description, or send me it on Twitter, and I'll look through it, and I'll see some stuff that I can find. And I would really appreciate that, because it's a lot more helpful. Thank you very much.